Welcome, fellow fans of Clash of Clans, and thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with Clash of Clans Attacks, where today we highlight one of your favorite and most skilled clashers. Yes, it is Glider, who recently had back-to-back perfect wars. Yes, 12 war stars in a row. And these are attacks that sometimes you can catch live streamed on Camcord. It is a free app for both Android and iOS. You can download it, follow me, chat with me, and watch our war attacks live. But let's get right into the replays from Glider. And here is Glider against Little Red Dot 3 using Royal Witchcraft, and I love this attack. The way he has perfected it is just amazing, time and time again. Perfect execution, the early Earthquake spell helping to soften up the interior, the Queen down first, and now the King, I've noticed he is delaying the deployment of the King longer and longer in these attacks. Bottom of your screen, he drops in the Golem and the Giant after the wall breakers get that enclosure open, but he's going to wait a while to drop the King. In the dead center, of course, you've got the jump spell and the mass witches and wizards that will head right down the middle. Of course, again, watching out for giant bombs, and that's why the Giant heads in first just to clear him out. It looks like there could be a couple right there, but it turns out there are not. The Golem moving in at the bottom right with wizards in behind, the Queen doing a great job up at the top. And this spread out base design actually helps give Glider an even bigger advantage because the Queen is not going to be overwhelmed by defenses as she moves through the village. Now, the bottom of the screen, the King has finally moved in over a minute into this attack, and the King has just now been deployed, and that is going to allow him to survive longer as he works down the right-hand side, Queen down the left, the Witches and Wizards right up the middle with the final Rage spell, and the multi-target Inferno gone, as is the Town Hall. There is the second star. Raged Wizards and Witches moving down the middle, clear out that center enclosure completely, and they're already on their way out the back door. Giant bombs, but they're only grabbing... Oh, okay, I spoke too soon. They grabbed a bunch of wizards right there, and the witches are down as well. But you've got a few witches left on the right-hand side. The King is still up. The Queen is still at full health, and that's why it is called Royal Witchcraft, because these heroes together will clean up for the third star. So again, by dropping the King late, Glider is allowing that King to last longer, as the first series of structures down in that corner were taken down solely by the Golem and a few wizards. And now the King is eventually going to make it all the way around the back of this village, as is the Queen. And look at that, both heroes nearly at full health as this attack wraps up. But Glider was just getting started. Here comes his second war attack in the war versus Little Red Dot 3. And look at this base. Very unusual setup here for Glider's Royal Witchcraft. So what does he do? He adjusts to a different 3-star strategy. Yes, it is the Lightning Storm attack. And watch as the Queen paces towards the Inferno Tower. First, Glider will drop the Earthquake spell to soften the area up. Then as the Queen moves in, here it comes. 4 perfectly placed lightning spells annihilate the Archer Queen, the Inferno Tower, and that Expo. And now, Glider with 2 haste spells left is beginning a Golaloon attack from the bottom right. So he's used the Lightning Storm on the center of the village, and he's using a kill squad here at the bottom right of your screen, the Golem and the Archer Queen, a P.E.K.K.A, and a couple of wizards to take out more structures, including, of course, this air defense. Now, Glider's kill squad is actually pretty extensive, a large number of troops here, and they will end up taking out the air defense, a pair of archer towers, and a pair of wizard towers on the far right of this village. But in the meantime, enter the Lava Hounds and Balloons from the far left of your screen with the haste spells moving in on those 2 air defenses. The single target Inferno working hard, but again, only 1 Inferno Tower remains, and those balloons are just going to overwhelm everything on the far left. The kill squad still going strong on the right-hand side. You can see both of the heroes are still nearly at full health. They've wiped out that entire right side of the village, the left side by air. This is actually a very unusual attack because that is certainly not just a kill squad on the right. It looks like they've taken out about a third of the village. And we know that Glider has been practicing this one for several wars, as anytime that we get a chance where he's got a second attack and we're clearly ahead or clearly losing a war and we have no chance of coming back, Glider will get out there and practice. He's been doing it for numerous wars, and obviously his hard work is paying dividends as he's getting more and more 3 stars, and this wraps up his second attack in war and a perfect 6 stars in his 2 attacks. But Glider's streak is not over yet. The very next war against Azure Waters. Glider again moving in, this time again, Royal Witchcraft, and you can see the base design a little bit unusual, but also extremely vulnerable to a Royal Witchcraft style attack. He's coming in on the multi-target Inferno side. He's got 2 free spells this time to help him stop that Inferno tower. The Far Inferno, again, not that much of an issue. Once the multi is down, the single is not going to be able to do anything against a massive number of witches and their skeletons. So you've got the Queen on the right-hand side, you've got the King's entry point on the left, but again, the King not going down right away, and the Wizards and Witches moving down the dead center with the jump spell and the rage spell leading the way. Now this dragon could be absolutely devastating to this attack, but the witches get it down early before it annihilates those witches, and that is significant. There goes the Barbarian King at the top of the screen, getting those surrounding structures, and now he's going to eventually head towards the center of the base. But you've got a Golem, some wizards that have been stalled on a wall as well. So the King not doing nearly as well this time, already having to activate his ability. The Queen on the right-hand side, she's also used the Royal Cloak, but she is at full health. Wizards and Witches moving down the center. The Town Hall is down. There is that Far Inferno Tower not going to be able to do a thing to stop this attack. The 2 Expos and the Teslas momentarily an issue, but the Witches again just overwhelm the entire area. So many units, so much DPS. The last Inferno Tower is now a memory, and they're on their way out the back door. Those skeletons will just melt through a wall, and at this point, the only thing standing between Glider and a 3-star win is the splash damage. The Wizard Tower goes down, the Mortar doing damage, but now the Mortar falls. All of those damaged skeletons just as valuable at this point as full health skeletons as they melt through more walls, more defenses, and yes, Glider is going to wrap up yet another 3-star win, this time again with Royal Witchcraft. And Glider going for the Grand Slam, his 4th attack in 2 wars, again bringing Royal Witchcraft, and why won't these defenders learn? Actually, I'm not complaining, keep it this way, but this is not a good setup for a clan war defensive base. It's just not going to stop this style attack when you have a chance to tailor an army. This is an ideal way to get 3 stars in a clan war against a fairly well upgraded, sometimes nearly maxed out Town Hall 10. You can see most of the defenses are completely maxed out. The heroes are lower levels, which does help make a difference. Glider 12 going against Lord PJ 41. But a Town Hall 10 is a Town Hall 10, and in a tough war like this, these 3-star attacks are absolutely critical. You can see once again we've got the Queen on the left-hand side, the Wizards and the Witches going straight down the middle, and on the right just now the Barbarian King is being dropped. So the King going in late once again. That's an adjustment we've seen Glider make over the past few weeks, and it obviously is working out very well. In goes the massive number of skeletons, just annihilating everything in the center of this village. The fact that the Queen is stalled on this wall on the far left of your screen actually works out. And what that does is preserve the Queen's health even longer, as the Golem on the right-hand side preserved the King's health. Because really, in a lot of these attacks, the Witches and the Wizards, once they've gone through the core, are going to slow down. They're going to suffer a lot of damage from the remaining splash damages on the far side of the base as they struggle to get through that last wall. Glider not able to bring another jump spell or a more efficient way to get out of that last enclosure, so he oftentimes has to count on the heroes to get the job done, and you can see they're absolutely doing that here. The Queen nearly at full health. The King has turned the corner, and he's all the way at the back end of this base. Finally, the skeletons, the Wizards, the Witches break through that last wall, but it doesn't matter. The heroes are going to again do the job, and yes, Glider is going to wrap up a perfect 2-war set. 12 stars, 4 back-to-back 3-star wins. How long can Glider keep the streak going? Stay tuned, because you know he's going at it again in another clan war right now. So congratulations again, Glider. Congratulations, Lost Phoenix, on turning things around and really winning a lot of their recent wars. And congratulations to you, the viewer, for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with Clash of Clans attacks. Don't forget to download Camcord, the free app for both the Android and iOS, and follow me and we can chat live. Subscribe for daily Clash of Clans content. And until tomorrow, get out there and make every attack a full attack.
Galley Dog, I'm Northern Priest. I've had 12 stars in 1 war. It took Glider 2. What's a noob?